Alright, Travis Wingoodsell. Because I did the hour and 15 minute part 2 version of the symbol of Lucifer in the Mormon church, I'm just finishing going over the news from yesterday on YouTube. And so here's the update for ABC Utah, or here's the news update for Utah from ABC4 News Utah's YouTube channel. And when I do a video, it means there's some things that I really want to say, words that normally I would not be allowed to use on YouTube, but everybody's been fired. But nevertheless, I'll refrain. Utah has spent more than $108 million for coronavirus. Now, for Utah, that it's just a little state, so okay, fine. There's a $3 trillion stimulus bill going through Congress right now. It's 1,800 pages. It's available for download, so you can find out all the little secret plots against us they're planning in that one. But remember when Governor Herbert got exposed by Rachel Maddow last week? And so when the news asked about the scandals with spending the $108 million scandalously, their response was, "We had to act fast." Yeah. If you're going to pull a scam and a scandal, you need to act fast. Because when you get caught, you can't do it anymore. It's just the thinking processes of these people who are running our government. My hell. And so, more than $108 million spent by Utah officials battling COVID-19 pandemic. That's the article. Watch it for yourself. That's their answer. Because they didn't allow cameras, and so they told the one reporter, and then the reporter told the anchor, and the anchor told us. So, yes, I'm sure you can justify it by saying, well, it's not primary source information, it's hearsay. But when you factor it in with Governor Herbert's actual response, that's exactly what they do. That's exactly why and what they did. So you can trust the reporter being accurate on that. My hell. The thing is I've been a firefighter, and I've told you this. When you're in government, when you're in a position of first response, when you're in a position of business, the CEO, if you're in a religion and running the religion, you need to have every contingency planned and prepared for in advance, so that when it happens, you are ready to respond, you know how to respond, and everybody involved knows their role. And Utah just failed. With this virus, they failed. Nelson failed. Businesses failed. And the excuse they're given is, well, we needed to act fast in order to con you guys out of your money and have you die. I mean, how much more blatant can they be? I mean, the symbol of Lucifer. Church has been very blatant, but it's been through symbolic form. And so it's like, that's a pretty star. It's interesting. It points down. So, yeah, there are reasons why, and they should all scare you to death. So with those Symbol of Lucifer 2-part series, it's movie length, 2 hours, over 2 hours. I go over the symbolism, and you can see how it ties in to what's going on right now and why it's going on. They are purposely, premeditatively planning all this, and they're making their move. Alright, so then the other stuff, saddle fire. It's burning out of control. What did I tell you? Again, I told you so. Fire season with coronavirus. So we're not going to have the necessary number of people to fight it. These fires are going to get out of control as a result. And we already have one already, and we're not even into summer yet. 200 acres so far it's destroyed. And then the deadly flooding, I covered this the other day, yesterday, yeah, 2 little girls died in the deadly flooding, because if you're in a place that doesn't have vegetation, it's just barren, it's prime for flash flooding. And sure enough, that's what happened, and 2 little girls got caught up in it. Sad, sad, sad. And then more violence in Utah. Person shot, killed in Utah County home invasion. And so, like I told you guys, as people lose their jobs, they don't have money coming in. If they don't have money coming in, how are they going to get food to eat? We're not like the Jews, where the farmers were to allow the homeless to pick up the fruit that falls to the ground. We just don't care for the poor and the needy. And so there's going to be more families who are going to go hungry, without food, stuck in their home. And fortunately, Governor Herbert told landowner or property owners or renters not to punish people for not being able to pay their rent. But how long can that go on? Eventually, the landlords need money too. If they're not getting money and the government's not bailing them out, just telling them not to punish their renters, how do they get money? And the cycle continues. As more and more people lose their jobs, more and more businesses go bust, more and more people lose their jobs, and it just escalates. And it already is out of control. That's the thing about being prepared, so that you don't let it get out of control, whether it's a wildfire, whether it's a coronavirus. And by their fruits we now know that they purposely did not prepare, when it's their job to be prepared, to have a storage. They talk about Utah almost running out of the swabs. They tried China, somebody else bought it out from them. And they went to Colorado. They had no idea. Was it Colorado? It seems weird that it's Colorado. Some other state in the United States, because Colorado's right next door. Why would they not know where Utah is? But yeah, the truck drivers had no clue where Utah was, and the reporter here was saying, well, they had GPS, but I guess there were some logistical problems. But yeah, we almost didn't get that supply, but then finally it ended up at the Wyoming border for us to pick up. But again, They weren't prepared. We needed to be prepared. We allowed an economy to dictate money over preparedness. And we're suffering the consequences of that. As Mormons in Utah, we all know about Joseph of Egypt, who told Pharaoh, hey, your dream is letting you know that there's going to be a 7-year famine, and so while this 7 years of plenty, let's store up the excess into storage bins, and we'll have stuff during the famine. And that's the concept of preparedness. And the church has prepared trillions of dollars, as we found out with the $100 billion tithing scandal, but their bishop storehouses are not prepared, and they've shut them down, according to the church's website. During all of this, as they update us, shut down. They weren't prepared, and I had told you, I already knew the church was not prepared. Back in 2016, when I was the neighborhood watch president here, one of the neighbors who is Mormon, I assume he's still Mormon, was telling me about a meeting he had gone to about emergency preparedness with the church, and he was told the church is not prepared for a national disaster, let alone a state disaster, let alone a city disaster. The church is just not prepared. They do not have the storage supplies necessary for a major disaster. That's why they only give token amounts, just a truckload or two, when the hurricanes were going on. And the Deseret News and the church news were all, oh, look at the church, we're so great and awesome, we're donating to the survivors. Yeah, just a token truckload or two. And I did the wallet thing out in the Pacific. One of those islands had a disaster, and the church went and helped them, gave them wallets. And I think there was like a $200 gift card inside for some business. That was it. That's how they helped them. Wallets. I have no idea what the title of that one was. I don't think wallet was involved in the thing, but oh my God, that was a long time ago. Last year, when I was forced to come back to this channel. But it's just unbelievable. We all are distracted with Trump and his abuse and in this crisis, and we forget, hey, Utah too. And so it's just horrifying. And so slaughters are going on, Utah County home invasion. That was it recently. There was an apartment fire that occurred. A firefighter got injured in that fire. It used to be where I used to live, not too far from where I used to live. It's further north, but the same east. And so it's sad. It really is sad. Alright, so I gotta get going today. Still haven't received my Equifax check. Remember that? They were supposed to pay us, and instead my identification's been stolen, and people have bought it on the black market and have been trying to, they've hacked my checking account twice so far. That was last year when it occurred, and then there was another incident earlier this year, and then I'm witnessing as my computers are getting hacked again. It's just, we're under attack, and I've been telling you and warning you, and the symbol of Lucifer explains it all as to why. If you're wondering, oh, why do bad things happen to good people? It's because you're controlled by bad people. Alrighty. So, that's all, folks, for this time.